Hey guys, what's up? Shin0525 here, coming at you with another video. And today's video, I want to talk about Naruto games. Specifically, the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games and the Naruto Clash of Ninja games. So, before we start, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. That really does help me out. Also, this video is I guess inspired, or the reason why I want to make this video is because I watched this one YouTuber. This is Death Gaming. I will leave a link to his channel down in the description below and in the pinned comment. And basically he made a video talking about how he used to love Naruto games back on the PlayStation 2, GameCube, 6th generation. And as they went from that to the later generations with the Naruto Storm games, he just started to just not like the Naruto games anymore. And I completely feel that. I don't completely agree with him because I do like the Storm games. I think the combat is pretty good. I think the first Storm game is the best. And I actually really do like Naruto Storm Connections, the latest one that came out. I personally really like it, but I definitely see his valid opinion. So go check his video out if you want to hear more. But I do want to talk about kind of Naruto on the PlayStation 2 and GameCube. So, I fucking loved Naruto during that time. It came out, I think Naruto came out around the time I was in late middle school, early high school time frame, and holy shit, that just became my life. I grew up loving Dragon Ball Z, but by the time Naruto came out, Dragon Ball Z was kind of over. So, Naruto was the next big one, and holy shit, did I fucking love Naruto, man. I even had the, Naruto's, orange jacket, and I would fucking wear it to school every day. I cannot believe I didn't get more bullied in school. It's a fucking miracle. But, yeah, Naruto was fucking huge when I was growing up in middle school. And early high school, I guess. And I've been a Naruto fan ever since. I read the manga. I usually buy the games. Like I said, I buy the Naruto Storm games still. I still do really enjoy Naruto. But back on the PlayStation 2, Naruto fans, you got two really good games. And what's funny is they kind of did this with IPs, especially newer IPs when they just started putting on the game market. Sometimes what would happen is they would take an IP like Naruto and make two different versions of games. So on the PlayStation, we got Naruto Ultimate Ninja, which was this 2D fighting game. But what really pulled people in were the really elaborate, very well done ultimate moves that you could pull off during the fights, and the single player story mode content. That was the big draw for Ultimate Ninja. And then on the GameCube side, or Nintendo side, you had the Naruto Clash of Ninja games, which were these 3D kind of arena fighters, but and the specials weren't as good as they were in Ultimate Ninja, but the fighting was better in the Clash of Ninja games. It was more of a 3D fighter. It was cooler. You can actually pull off combos and shit like that. So, and they also did have a story mode, but the story mode wasn't nowhere near as good as Ultimate Ninja. Mainly because it was pretty much just dialogue boxes and character portraits talking to one another, and then you do a fight, and you watch more cutscenes, and you do a fight. Where in Ultimate Ninja, they actually gave you an adventure mode where you could walk around the Leaf Village and jump on buildings and do a whole bunch of extra stuff, which was super cool. And the funny thing was, again, like I was saying before, they would take an IP and make two separate games, and usually what would happen is they'd see which game became more popular and then just continue on with that more popular version of the game. But in Naruto's cases, they were both super popular. So basically what happened was, on the Sony side, you would get Ultimate Ninja games, and on the Nintendo side, you would get the Clash of Ninja games. So you got Clash of Ninja 1 and 2 on the GameCube, and then for the Wii, you got Clash of Ninja Revolution 1, 2, and then I think the third game went into Shippuden. Where in the Ultimate Ninja games, you basically got Ultimate Ninja 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that never came to the US, which I'm kind of still salty about. But I love these fucking games, dude. And it was so cool back in the day getting, you know, both versions. Because, again, I was very lucky as a kid. I grew up, I had a PlayStation 2, I had a GameCube, I had a Wii. So I could play all these games. And I fucking love them both. Like, the thing is, it's just like with the Clash of Ninja games, so the GameCube versions, I remember I would take those games and I would bring them over to like my friend's house, and I honestly think Clash of Ninja was the first like fighting game I actually learned how to play. Like learning combos, learning how the game worked, game mechanics, things like that. It was truly like the first fighting game I took time to learn. And I loved it. I would play it all the time with my friends. We'd do versus mode all the time. We'd even do this dumb fucking game called the Wheel of Gara. Because basically what you could do is, since it was a 3D like arena fighter, and the later games you could do 4v4, or 4 free battle where you have 4 players fighting at the same time. Basically what we'd do is we get our health, someone would be Gara, we'd get our health very low, like all the other people besides Gara would get their health very low, and Gara had this one special where he'd do like a hand sign, and he'd go into like a dome of sand, like a sphere, and then an arm would come out and then hit the characters. And basically what we do is basically just like a gambling game, like a roulette, where Gara would be in the middle, all of us would stand around Gara, and Gara would do his special, and it takes a second for it to come out. So what Gara would do would keep switching his lock on, and then whoever got hit with it would like die. So, and it's like the winner was the last one standing. So we'd play like stupid fucking games like that with the Clash of Ninja series, and so fucking fun. Absolutely love that game. Then, wow. But the funny thing with Ultimate Ninja on the PlayStation 2, I played those games solo. I don't think I've ever played that game with other people, like ever go into like 2-player mode and fight someone else. Mainly because of how good the single-player content was in that game. The adventure modes were awesome. Unlocking the characters was super fun. That's another thing. Unlocking characters in that game is like the best thing in any fighting game. I love unlocking characters. And in these games, you'd have so much to unlock. It was so fucking cool. So, yeah, that's really, like, it was so good growing up on the PlayStation 2 and GameCube with Naruto games like that. And the kind of cool thing was when the PlayStation 3 came around and CyberConnect decided to make a new series of Naruto games that they called Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. Basically, they had the idea of combining the 3D combat that was in Clash of Ninja with the specials and story mode of Ultimate Ninja. And that's exactly what they did, and they made the Naruto Storm games, which are really good. I know the This Is Death Gaming didn't like these games, and I could feel it. But I personally liked them, and I absolutely loved the first one. And the first one, I really do feel, took like all the best elements of Clash of Ninja and Ultimate Ninja, put them together, and made a really solid game. I loved the 3D open world Konoha you were able to explore. The story mode was great. The quick time cinematic boss fights were awesome. And I thought the first game was fantastic. It started going downhill as soon as they made the second game, though. Storm 2 and Storm 3, I think, weren't that great. Mainly, I think like the combat and the added characters were great. You know, covered more of the Naruto story in Storm 2 and 3. But where they really failed was the story mode fucking sucked. Basically, they still had like a story mode where you could run around like this Leaf Village, like the Konoha, but instead of having like free roaming, it basically was just like these pre-rendered camera angles where Naruto still had the ability to jump, but you couldn't like jump on the buildings or anything. You just basically walked through hallways the entire story mode, just talking to NPCs. And it was so fucking lame. I cannot believe they went from making the story modes from like Ultimate Ninja 4 with that free roaming 3D combat that was super good to what they made in Storm 2. Like, it felt like a fucking downgrade from a PlayStation 2 game. And they did the same thing with Storm 3. Luckily, Storm 4, they decided to cut out like the open world exploratory shit and just did kind of like a standard, you watch a cutscene, you do a fight type of story mode. And I actually appreciate that more because I'd rather have that than have the shitty just hallway simulator that 2 and 3 did. And then I think then they eventually made Naruto Storm Connections, which was basically like this whole big compilation of like all the Storm games. So they had every character, every stage, they added some. They included all like the boss fights from the previous Naruto games in there too. So you pretty much have everything with Storm Connections, which is the big reason why I like that one so much. But all in all, I really do feel that we had it better when we had the two separate games. When we had Ultimate Ninja and Clash of Ninja, I think that's when Naruto gaming was at its peak. So I am in agreement with This Is Death Gaming in that regard. But, yeah, anyway, I just want to take a video. I just wanted to talk about some good old Naruto games. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. Other than that, I'm Shin05D5. Thank you so much for watching the video. And go check out This Is Death Gaming. Link to his stuff is down in the description below. And I'll put in the pinned comment as well. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, thanks, bye. Later.